You have a weird experience with a student athlete, with Mark, that taught you
Oh,
a big lesson. Can you share with the audience what happened to you?
so Mark Endler, he was a great player on our team. Maybe one of the highest ranked players we've had out of Spain. Good recruit, great personality, funny, hardworking. Really the heart of our team in so many ways. And he he had a cardiac arrest at Duke a year ago, October. We were playing the regional there, so he literally died on the court. No heartbeat. He wasn't breathing, and he was resuscitated, and he lived. So he was out. He was gone, and they brought him back, and I was standing over him saying, "Come on, Mark, you're not doing this today, man. We got this, you know." And three guys, three young men doing chest compressions wore themselves out, alternating, trying to bring his heartbeat back, and there was a whole bunch of people involved in that. And Mark's family, his father was in Madagascar at the time, and I stayed with Mark in the hospital for 8 days until his father could get there, could get to Duke Hospital, and he had a defibrillator put in, and he's doing great. He doesn't play tennis anymore, but I got so Mark. He was a great tennis player, and he loved tennis. I mean, he loved tennis, loved his team, and that was taken away from him. And Mark he's such an important part of our team. He comes to practice every day. He helps the players. He picks up balls. He encourages. He's like my assistant coach, and he's very lighthearted still. So he's not angry about this situation. He's disappointed, of course, but he's not resentful about this situation. He's tutored kids at an underprivileged school. He's funny, and he's got a great personality. He's got wonderful parents. He travels with us. I mean, you think like, what would you do if something like that happened to you? That like something was taken away from you that you loved, that was your identity, that was who you are. And I've watched Mark. Mark has taught me so much. Like, what if the most important thing in your life was taken away from you at a young age? How would you respond? Well, I want to respond like Mark, and he's taught me that. So it's been such an important education for me. And then my team's gotten to see, okay, how do I treat Mark, who's no longer going to play for us? Do I treat Mark with the utmost respect? Is he a valued member? Is he, we get to, and my players get to see, I mean, say my player who's a human being comes to practice and is grumpy. Well, here's Mark, who's in a great mood, who's picking up this guy's balls for him, giving him water, and Mark's in a great mood. I mean, what an unbelievable 21-year-old man, right?
Yeah, what a big lesson. He's taking away his tennis and he could move on and be supported to the group and have no regrets. And that's a great behavior. And you're currently writing your first book. It's called Heart Comes First. And what is it all about? And can you share your writing process? I always ask for the writing process to all the authors. Yeah.
I remember, and you might remember this as an author. I remember when I kind of came out of the closet, so to speak. I said, "Yep, I'm going to write a book." And then I thought, "Uh-oh, I actually told people I'm going to write a book." But I had thought about it, and I have. So I've gotten to coach these great kids. I've gotten to coach all these great kids, and we've got our first match coming up. We're going to go play Georgia Tech on the road, a great team in a couple weeks, and we've got a great schedule. And I've coached all these unbelievable kids, young people, and then I have a son with special needs, and that's been really hard. Okay, so autism, It now affects 1 out of 25 boys, 1 out of 36 young people have autism. So it's something that's growing. We don't really know why. There's lots of thoughts about it, but it affects a lot of people. The divorce rate is about 80% when you have special need with autism. It's so difficult. The people don't understand the problems involved. The unemployment rate for college students with autism is really, really high. They have a hard time making it through the interview process. They have a hard time. Communication is so important. That's kind of one of the challenges of autism. So there's a lot of unknowns in it. So it's really difficult. Well, I've learned, as the father and as the coach of all these great young people, and then the father of a child with special needs who's overcome so much. Like my son, he graduated from college in December. Well, I remember high school teachers saying, he'll never go to college. He shouldn't drive, this, that, and the other. The list was a mile long of things he won't be able to do. Well, he's a dark horse. Okay? He's not an underdog. He's a dark horse.